Success always begins with clarity. Before any great achievement becomes visible to the world, it first exists as a vision in the mind of the person who dares to believe in it. Every extraordinary accomplishment, every innovation, every breakthrough started as an idea that refused to disappear. Vision is the foundation of all success because it gives your life direction. Without direction, effort becomes wasted energy. You can work hard every single day, stay busy from morning to night, and still feel like you are standing still if your actions are not connected to a clear purpose. The reason so many people struggle to achieve success is not because they lack talent or intelligence. It is because they lack a clear picture of what they truly want. When your destination is unclear, every path looks acceptable, and this is how people spend years moving without progress. They confuse activity with achievement. They stay occupied but never fulfilled because they are walking without a map. Vision changes that. Vision gives meaning to sacrifice. It gives strength when challenges appear. It reminds you why you started when quitting feels easier. Think about the most successful people in history. They all had one thing in common. They saw something before the world could see it. They believed in possibilities long before proof existed. While others focused on limitations, they focused on opportunity. While others doubted, they stayed committed to what they could already see in their minds. That is the power of vision. It allows you to create your future before it becomes your reality. A strong vision becomes your internal compass. It helps you make better decisions because every choice is measured against the future you want to create. When distractions appear, your vision keeps you focused. When obstacles arise, your vision gives you resilience. When criticism comes, your vision reminds you that not everyone needs to understand your journey. Your responsibility is not to convince people to believe in your dream. Your responsibility is to believe strongly enough that your actions make it real. There will be moments when the road becomes difficult. There will be days when progress feels invisible, and nights when doubt tries to convince you that your dream is impossible. This is where vision becomes your greatest weapon. It gives you the strength to keep moving every end when results are delayed. It teaches patience. It teaches trust. It reminds you that every worthwhile achievement requires time, persistence, and faith. The truth is, your life will always move in the direction of your strongest focus. If you focus on fear, you will create hesitation. If you focus on excuses, you will create limitations. But if you focus on possibility, purpose, and growth, you will create momentum. Vision is about seeing beyond your current circumstances. It is about refusing to let today's struggles define tomorrow's potential. You must learn to see greatness in yourself even before the evidence appears. You must hold onto your vision when no one else understands it. You must protect it from negativity, nourish it with action, and strengthen it with belief. Because the future belongs to those who can see it clearly enough to pursue it relentlessly. Everything changes the moment your vision becomes stronger than your excuses. That is when average becomes impossible. That is when discipline becomes natural. That is when success stops being a hope and starts becoming a certainty. The clearer your vision, the stronger your future becomes. And once you truly see what is possible for your life, you will never settle for less again. Discipline is the invisible force that separates dreamers from achievers. While motivation can inspire you to start, discipline is what keeps you going when motivation disappears. The truth is, motivation is unreliable. Some days you will feel excited, energized, and ready to conquer the world. Other days, doubt, fear, and exhaustion will weigh heavily on your mind. If your success depends only on how you feel, then your results will always be inconsistent. Discipline changes that. Discipline teaches you to act regardless of emotion. It gives you the power to move forward even when every part of you wants to stop. The most successful people are not successful because they always feel motivated. They are successful because they have trained themselves to show up whether they feel like it or not. They understand that greatness is not built on occasional bursts of energy. It is built through repeated action, day after day, even when progress feels slow. Discipline is choosing what you want most over what you want right now. It is saying no to temporary comfort so you can say yes to long-term success. Most people fail because they chase comfort instead of growth. Comfort feels safe, but it is also dangerous because it quietly keeps you trapped. It convinces you to wait until tomorrow, to rest a little longer, to delay the hard work until the perfect time arrives. But that perfect time never comes. Days become months, and months become years. Before they know it, opportunities have passed and potential has been wasted. Discipline breaks this cycle. It forces action. It pushes you beyond excuses and into progress. There will always be reasons to quit. There will always be distractions competing for your attention. There will always be moments when giving up feels easier than continuing. This is exactly why discipline matters. It becomes your anchor when emotions are unstable. It reminds you of your commitment when your enthusiasm fades. It keeps you connected to your purpose when temporary struggles cloud your vision. Discipline is not punishment. It is self-respect in action. Every time you keep your promises to yourself, you build confidence. Every time you choose effort over excuses, you strengthen your character. Every time you push through discomfort, you prove that you are becoming stronger than your circumstances. This is how discipline transforms your identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who hopes for success and begin seeing yourself as someone who earns it. Understand this clearly. Success is not one giant moment. It is thousands of small decisions made correctly over time. It is waking up early when you want more sleep. It is working when distractions are calling your name. It is staying focused when others are wasting time. These moments may seem insignificant, but they compound. Small, disciplined actions repeated consistently create extraordinary outcomes. The hardest part of discipline is starting before you feel ready. Your mind will always search for excuses. It will tell you that you are too tired, too busy, or not prepared enough. But discipline teaches you that readiness is created through action, not before it. Once you begin, momentum builds. Progress creates confidence, and confidence fuels even greater action. The life you dream of is on the other side of discipline. The goals you desire are waiting for the version of you who refuses to make excuses. Discipline is not about being perfect. It is about being committed. There will be setbacks, mistakes, and difficult days. But what matters is that you keep going. When discipline becomes your habit, success becomes your standard. You no longer depend on motivation because your actions are driven by commitment. And when commitment becomes stronger than comfort, there is nothing that can stop your rise. That is the true power of discipline. It turns potential into achievement and ordinary people into unstoppable forces of success. Failure is one of life's greatest teachers, yet most people spend their entire lives trying to avoid it. They fear failure because they believe it defines them. They think one mistake means they are not good enough, one rejection means they are not capable, and one setback means their dream is impossible. But this way of thinking destroys potential. The truth is, failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of success. Every person who has ever achieved greatness has failed more times than most people are willing to try. The difference is that successful people never allowed failure to become their final destination. They used it as a lesson, a stepping stone, and a source of strength. Failure is proof that you are trying. It is evidence that you are pushing beyond your comfort zone and stepping into growth. People who never fail often never attempt anything meaningful. They stay in familiar places because it feels safe, but safety rarely produces greatness. Growth requires risk, and risk always carries the possibility of failure. If you want extraordinary results, you must be willing to experience temporary defeat without allowing it to break your spirit. Think about every successful person you admire. Behind their achievements are countless mistakes, disappointments, and setbacks. What the world often celebrates is their victory, but what truly built them was their struggle. Failure shaped their character. It taught them resilience, patience, humility, and wisdom. It forced them to improve. It revealed weaknesses that needed strengthening and strategies that needed changing. Without failure, growth would be impossible. When failure happens, most people focus on the pain instead of the lesson. They become emotionally trapped by disappointment and stop moving forward. But failure only becomes permanent when you refuse to learn from it. Every setback carries valuable information. It shows you what does to work so you can move closer to what does. It sharpens your understanding and prepares you for future success. Failure is feedback, not a verdict. There will be moments when failure feels heavy, moments when your confidence is shaken and doubt whispers that you should quit. In those moments, remember this: failure does not determine your future unless you surrender to it. Temporary defeat only becomes true failure when you stop trying. The greatest victories often come after the hardest setbacks because struggle develops the strength required for success. Failure also teaches resilience, and resilience is one of the most powerful qualities you can possess. Life will never be free of challenges. There will always be obstacles, criticism, rejection, and unexpected difficulties. Resilience gives you the ability to rise every time life knocks you down. It builds mental toughness. It teaches you to adapt instead of collapse. It reminds you that no obstacle is greater than your ability to overcome it. The people who succeed are not fearless. They simply refuse to let fear control their actions. They understand that failure is not something to be avoided, but something to be embraced as part of the process. They know that every setback brings them one step closer to mastery. They do not ask, "What if I fail?" They ask, "What will this teach me if I do?" Your greatest breakthroughs often come after your greatest struggles. Sometimes failure clears the wrong path so you can discover the right one. Sometimes rejection redirects you towards something greater. Sometimes losing teaches lessons that winning never could. What feels like defeat today may be preparing you for opportunities beyond your imagination. Do not run from failure. Face it, study it, and learn from it. Let it strengthen your determination instead of weakening your belief. Every setback is preparing you for a comeback. Every lesson is shaping your future success. The moment you stop fearing failure is the moment you become unstoppable. Because once you understand that failure is simply part of the journey, nothing can stop you from continuing forward until success is yours. Success is never built on dreams alone. A dream without action is nothing more than a wish, and wishes do not change lives. Many people spend years imagining a better future, talking about their goals, and planning what they want to achieve. But very few are willing to take the consistent action required to make those dreams real. The difference between those who succeed and those who remain stuck is not talent, luck, or intelligence. It is action. Massive, focused, and consistent action is the bridge between where you are today and where you want to be tomorrow. Ideas are powerful, but action is what gives ideas life. You can have the greatest vision in the world, but if you never move, that vision will remain trapped in your mind forever. Action turns thought into reality. It creates momentum, progress, and results. The moment you begin taking action, you step out of imagination and into creation. That is where transformation begins. The biggest mistake people make is waiting for the perfect moment. They tell themselves they will start when they feel more confident, when they have more time, when circumstances improve, or when fear disappears. But perfection is an illusion. The perfect moment never arrives. Life will always present challenges, distractions, and reasons to delay. If you wait until everything feels right, you will spend your life waiting. Success belongs to those who start before they feel ready and trust that they will grow stronger along the way. Taking action is not about making giant leaps every day. It is about consistent movement forward, even when progress feels small. Small daily actions may seem insignificant in the moment, but over time they create extraordinary results. A single drop of water seems weak, but constant drops can carve through stone. In the same way, repeated effort shapes your future. Every action compounds. Every step builds momentum. Every day you show up, you move closer to your goals. There will be days when action feels difficult. Days when doubt enters your mind and progress feels invisible. This is where consistency becomes your greatest weapon. Most people quit because they do not see immediate results. They mistake slow progress for failure and give up too soon. But success often grows quietly before it becomes visible. Just because you cannot see immediate change does not mean growth is not happening. Every disciplined action is building a foundation beneath the surface. Action also creates confidence. Many people believe confidence comes first, but the truth is confidence is built through action. You do not become confident by thinking about success. You become confident by doing the work, facing challenges, learning from mistakes, and proving to yourself that you are capable. Every action strengthens belief. Every effort reminds you that progress is possible. Fear often stops people from taking action. Fear of failure, rejection, judgment, or making mistakes can feel overwhelming. But action is the cure for fear. The moment you move, fear begins to lose its power. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is taking action despite fear. Every time you act in the presence of uncertainty, you train yourself to become stronger than your excuses. Understand this clearly. Your future is created by what you do today, not tomorrow. The habits you practice now are shaping the life you will live later. Every decision matters. Every effort counts. Every action either moves you closer to your dreams or further away from them. Do not underestimate the power of showing up every single day. Greatness is not built through occasional effort. It is built through relentless consistency. The people who achieve remarkable success are often not the smartest or most talented. They are simply the ones who refuse to stop taking action. Your dreams are waiting for your movement. Your goals are waiting for your effort. The life you desire is waiting on the other side of action. Stop waiting, stop doubting, and stop delaying. Take the first step today, then another tomorrow, and keep moving forward. Because when action becomes your habit, success becomes inevitable. Your mindset is the foundation of every result you will ever create in life. Long before success becomes visible in your outer world, it is first created in your inner world. The way you think determines the way you act, and the way you act determines the results you produce. This is why controlling your mindset is one of the most powerful rules for ultimate success. If your mind is filled with doubt, fear, and limitation, your actions will reflect hesitation and weakness. But if your mind is focused on belief, possibility, and determination, your actions will reflect confidence and strength. The greatest battle you will ever fight is not with the world around you. It is with the thoughts inside your own mind. Every day, your mind presents you with choices. It can focus on excuses or opportunities. It can focus on fear or courage. It can focus on problems or solutions. The direction you choose shapes the course of your life. This is why successful people are not simply lucky or gifted. They have trained their minds to think differently. They have mastered the ability to stay focused, positive, and determined even when life becomes difficult. Most people allow negative thoughts to control their decisions. The moment a challenge appears, they think it is too hard. The moment they experience failure, they think they are not good enough. The moment fear arises, they believe they should stop. This way of thinking creates limits that do not truly exist. The mind becomes a prison built from self-doubt and fear. But these limits are not real unless you accept them as truth. The human mind is powerful beyond measure. It can create excuses that keep you trapped, or it can create belief that sets you free. Everything depends on how you train it. Just as the body grows stronger through exercise, the mind grows stronger through discipline. You must practice controlling your thoughts. You must challenge every limiting belief that tells you success is not possible. You must replace fear with faith and doubt with determination. Mindset does not mean pretending life is always easy. Challenges will come. Obstacles will appear. There will be moments of pain, rejection, and uncertainty. A strong mindset does not ignore these realities. It simply refuses to be defeated by them. It sees difficulty as temporary and believes every challenge carries an opportunity for growth. It understands that setbacks are not signs to quit but lessons to learn from. Your environment can influence your mindset, which is why you must protect your mental space carefully. Be mindful of what you allow into your mind. The people you listen to, the conversations you engage in, and the information you consume all shape your thinking. Surround yourself with positivity, growth, and people who inspire progress. Distance yourself from negativity, doubt, and voices that weaken your belief in yourself. Gratitude is also a powerful tool for controlling mindset. When you focus only on what is missing, your mind becomes trapped in lack. But when you focus on what you already have, your perspective shifts toward abundance. Gratitude creates emotional strength. It reminds you that progress is possible and that every step forward matters. Success begins the moment your thinking changes. The external world will always reflect your internal beliefs. If you believe you are capable, you will act with confidence. If you believe challenges are opportunities, you will face them with courage. If you believe success is possible, you will keep moving forward until you achieve it. Control your mind, and you control your future. Refuse to let fear write your story. Refuse to let doubt define your potential. Train your thoughts to focus on growth, possibility, and victory. Because when your mindset becomes stronger than your circumstances, There is no obstacle powerful enough to stop you. The moment you master your mind is the moment you unlock the door to ultimate success. Growth is the hidden force behind every lasting success. The moment you stop growing is the moment you begin falling behind. Life is constantly moving forward, and if you are not evolving with it, you are standing still while the world moves ahead. This is why the most successful people never allow themselves to become comfortable with what they already know. They understand that success is not a destination you arrive at once and keep forever. It is a continuous journey of learning, adapting, improving, and becoming more than you were yesterday. Many people make the mistake of believing that once they achieve a goal, they can relax and stop pushing themselves. They think success is about reaching a certain level and staying there. But the truth is, success demands constant growth. The world changes, industries evolve, challenges become more complex, and opportunities shift. If you are not committed to learning and improving, you will eventually be left behind by those who are. Growth begins with humility. It requires the willingness to admit that no matter how much you know, there is always more to learn. The most dangerous mindset is believing you already know enough. The moment you believe you have mastered everything is the moment progress stops. Truly successful people stay curious. They ask questions, seek knowledge, and remain open to new ideas. They understand that every experience, every challenge, and every person they meet has something valuable to teach them. Growth often feels uncomfortable because it demands change. It forces you to leave behind familiar habits and step into unfamiliar territory. This discomfort causes many people to resist growth. They stay where it feels safe, repeating the same routines and avoiding new challenges. But comfort is the enemy of progress. Nothing extraordinary is created inside a comfort zone. Every major breakthrough requires stepping into uncertainty and trusting your ability to adapt. Think about every major achievement in your life. Before reaching it, you had to become someone different. You had to develop new skills, stronger habits, greater discipline, and deeper resilience. Growth transformed you into the person capable of achieving that goal. The same is true for every future success you desire. The life you dream of will require a stronger version of yourself. You cannot become extraordinary while remaining the same person you are today. Learning is one of the most powerful ways to grow. Every book you read, every lesson you study, every skill you practice adds to your ability to create success. Knowledge expands your perspective and sharpens your decisions. It equips you to solve problems more effectively and seize opportunities others may overlook. Investing in your mind is one of the highest returns you will ever receive. Growth also means learning from failure. Mistakes are not signs of weakness. They are opportunities to improve. Every setback contains a lesson that can make you wiser and stronger if you are willing to learn from it. The people who grow the fastest are not those who avoid mistakes, but those who reflect on them, adjust their approach, and keep moving forward. Surrounding yourself with growth-minded people is equally important. The people around you influence your standards, habits, and beliefs. When you are surrounded by people who challenge themselves to improve, their energy pushes you to rise higher. They inspire progress and remind you that growth is always possible. Never allow success to make you complacent. Celebrate your victories, but never stop striving to become better. Growth is not about comparing yourself to others. It is about becoming better than the person you were yesterday. Every day is an opportunity to improve your mindset, your discipline, your skills, and your character. The greatest investment you will ever make is in yourself. Skills can create opportunities, knowledge can create confidence, and growth can create a future beyond your imagination. Keep learning, keep evolving, and keep pushing your limits. Because when you commit to never-ending growth, success stops being a single achievement and becomes a permanent way of life. That is how greatness is built, one day of growth at a time.